Hi, I'm Dr. Damon Walton with Health Source Lawn Shoe. Thanks for listening in today. I want to talk to you about a part of business that is rarely overlooked but oftentimes misunderstood. What I want to talk to you about is patient fulfillment. You see, when we talk about patient fulfillment and how patient fulfillment affects the overall health of a practice and the health of a business, more often than not, we start to think about just patient education. And I want you to know that it actually goes well beyond that. When we talk about patient fulfillment, we're literally talking about delivering the goods. So it should go without saying that you should do everything within your power to be as clinically adept as possible. You should be an expert in your technique and make sure that the people surrounding you are experts in what they do as well. So that should absolutely go without saying. When we talk about patient fulfillment, there is a way to measure how good of a job you do within your clinics and how long people stick around and get the big idea. That measure is called patient visit average, or PVA. That's a retention measure. So it's just simply the average number of visits that a new patient will stick around within your office. So that's how client fulfillment and patient fulfillment is actually measured. So I want to talk about some of the key ways to increase your PVA and to make sure that you do a better job of fulfilling your patient's needs. First and foremost, and again, this should absolutely go without saying, you never work to increase your PVA if it's not absolutely what is right for your patient. Do the right thing for the right reasons and you'll always get the best outcome. So when we talk about fulfillment and the things that we do, so often we think again about education, but really it's about connection. It's about communicating and connecting with your patients and speaking to them within their key values. You see, most patients don't come into your office really caring about what a subluxation is or isn't, or what abnormal muscle function does or doesn't do. What they care is how that's negatively affecting their lives. So what I want you to do is start to focus in on what that patient's key values are. What is it that these problems that they're coming to you for are preventing them from doing? This is the critical component. Talk to those patients within their values and connect with them and help them understand that they have a more fulfilling future with you in it than with you out it. So I want to hit a few key points, a few key areas that will help with patient fulfillment and help your PVA to grow and to have a successful and viable chiropractic business. The first thing is the initial impression. Without doubt, your office needs to look and smell like it should. You need to have a team full of friendly and helpful human beings who are there to serve. So that's the very first part. Make sure that you have the environment that's conducive, that people would want to come into your office. They want to be a part of it. Along with that is making sure that your day one and day two processes are ironed out. Make sure that it's streamlined and it's very efficient so that the patient can walk in and walk out with a great experience and having a thorough understanding of who you are and what you do and how your team can absolutely help them. So having a great day one and day two process is critical. Along with that day one and day two process is what we call the partner in health. A partner in health is also a very critical component where we have the patient on day one, we have them actually bring to the report of findings someone who cares about their health, a friend, a family member, a spouse, so that they can actually have someone who supports them outside of the office during the course of their care. That's a critical component. Another thing that we talk about with patient fulfillment that's really very important, and I want you to stay focused in on, is as patients go through their care, making sure that progress evaluations and progress reports are done when they're supposed to be performed. You see, because it's very critical to, number one, objectively test what's going on with that patient and then report back to make sure that you and that patient are still on the same page and working together towards reaching their goals. Remember, it's their goals, not yours, within their key values. Another point that I'll talk about for just a moment or two is, in fact, patient education. You see, when we as chiropractors think about education, we oftentimes will jam chiropractic information down the patient's throat instead of using what we call the Socratic method, a method of asking questions and creating a dialogue with that patient and having conversations. So it's critical to have a step-by-step system to educate the patient, help them to understand more about what you do and why you're an important part of their health, but not only them, but also their families as well. So patient education is obviously an incredibly critical part as well. So those are a few key points when it comes to patient fulfillment. Remember, above all else, we have to do what's right for the patient. Make sure that we deliver the services that they need and only the services that they need, and make sure that we continually raise the standard of chiropractic. Chiropractic is one of the best healthcare professions in the world. In fact, in my opinion, the very best healthcare profession in the world, and we have to do everything we can to represent it in the highest standard possible. Again, my name is Dr. Damon Walton from Health Source Launch U. I appreciate you listening in today. Look forward to talking again soon. Have a great day.